So I had a request come to the shop last night, and I got a gentleman. You can follow him up here. I'll put his Instagram up here. He's building an E30 series BMW. It's got 29-inch tires on it and is lifted. And he requested me to build him a custom strut bar that he can mount above the strut towers. Okay, so we're going to lay these on here, determine our width, and then, now that I've got that determined, I'm going to lay this down into here, and we're going to mark where the center line of our socket tubes are going to go. Okay. This will give us a rough area on where we need to cope. So, I found a chunk of tube I've actually been using for a punch lately. Right wall thickness to be able to stick a 3/8 bolt through it. So what I'm going to do is cut this to that length, and then we're going to cope these guys into the end here. Okay, so we got this piece all cleaned up. I decided to cut out these little spacer tubes, drop in one on each side. I'm going to slide these guys in here. I think this guy should fit, yep. And I just decided to put these cross tubes in here because these nameplates are pretty structural, but they're only going on the top side, and the ends are getting tied together, but I just wanted something up close to these bends because these bends weaken that tube a little bit, and something to stiffen that up a little bit. And then we'll get all these welded up. We'll get our ends coped here and our through tubes welded on, and we're going to make another nameplate to go here. Not exactly sure where it's going. I think I might see if I can track down some dimple dies and maybe stick my logo on it, but we'll see where that goes. Okay, so we got the ends all coped up pretty nice. Got both sides done there. And the goal was to make the edge of this plate land right along this tube so we have a nice edge to weld there. And we're going to wipe this stuff down with some acetone, get all the cutting fluid off of it, and clean these up and get them welded. Okay, so the next thing we're going to be doing here is we got our strut tower plates all cut out, and my consumables were getting worn out on the plasma. See this hole, there's just a little bit of kerf line there where the kerf isn't quite straight through, and there's just a little bit of dross on the backside. So the best thing I found for that is these titanium nitride, I think that's how you say it, stepper bits. And these things are great. A normal drill bit will burn up and you'll just burn the edge right off of it. But these guys, that won't do that. It'll tear right through that annealed edge that the plasma cut. And this set's only like $25 for 5 of them, and it's got a little punch set that comes with it. Punch isn't that great quality, but the bits are great. But if you're doing that, make sure you get the titanium nitride ones, not the cobalt ones. The cobalt ones will dull real fast, especially with this annealed stuff. So here she is all painted up. Now we got our strut tar plates down. Got some 4-inch bolts, and I need to make sure that we cleanse our outside holes so our bolts fit through. And there we go. Now we're going to preset our tabs on here. I'm going to bolt through it, and then I'm going to stick a 3/8 inch like 60 thou washer in between that and our other tab, so that when we weld it together we have a little bit of room for it to crush. It just saves you on the other end if you plan in spacers when you're welding stuff like this. I'm actually going to set this up and probably weld it when it's sitting on the car, or at least tack it so that I know everything is kosher in the right spot. Okay, so it just showed up. Here's the beast that this thing is going on, so let's get started. Okay, so we got that all finished up. Started getting dark outside, so all we have to do left is paint this thing. We got it laying out over here. I've got these guys, the burrs all cleaned up on them. Got them hanging underneath this heat lamp here again. It is freezing outside, so watch a little bit of Fab Forms. And right now, just pointing this outside. It's not freezing technically, but it's 45 degrees outside. So I'm just setting this guy up under here under the heat lamp, and she's looking like right in the mid 70s. I'm gonna let this slowly warm up for a little bit longer, probably bring it up to 90-ish degrees, which it's almost there actually. So we'll do that. I was just gonna leave this guy satin black and paint these guys satin black, but then I realized what his actual Instagram handle was, and it's Gamblerghini. I thought it was Gamblergini, and like Lamborghini, but for gambler. So we got to make this a little more Lamborghini-like, and I'm gonna put a little bit of blue pearl on this. So we're gonna mix up some clear, mix some blue pearl in it, and just put a little bit of bling into it. So hopefully he likes it. We'll find out. Well guys, thanks for watching this video. I think we're going to call it quits here. Sorry it was so sporadic. I only had bits and pieces here to film and work on this project. So thank you very much for subscribing. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please be free to ask them in the comments, and go build something, guys.